Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Three Borders Sports Network. We are at the Giants Coaches Show. It's powered by Red River Communications, and we are brought to you here at City Brew Hall in Wahpeton, North Dakota. We want to thank you for tuning in and watching here. They've got us on the tube here at City Brew. It's pretty cool, and we'll adjust the sound here. There we go. And we'll keep going, and we're adjusting the sound here at the City Brew. We're going to try and get everything working for the second night here at the City Brew Hall. And welcome once again to those of you watching on Red River Communications Cable Channel 125, a channel solely dedicated to Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joe Schreiner, joined by my producer here, Brian Watson. Beat up. Good evening.
It's a live show, Joe.
I know, it's a live show, and we're adjusting on the fly. It's our second show here, and we're trying to get some things done and try to make things a little better as we go along. And we'll be joined here shortly by Larry Lash, but I just want to mention here quick, the City Brew Hall's got a lot of stuff going on. They've got live music every Thursday from 7 to 10. They've got a game day special on Sundays. Get a pitcher or a bucket with nachos or loaded fries, NFL, Bison, Wap Breck games. They're going to have them all right here, too, so you can watch the Three Borders Sports Network here at the City Brew. And they got all kinds of specials going on during game days. Also on September 21st, a week from tonight, Comedy Night is here with Jeff Leeson. You can check out the Facebook page for City Brew Hall and get those things as well. Brian's got those up on the screen right now. You can take a look there and check out the Facebook page here for the City Brew Hall. And you can find ticket information there. That's 1 week from tonight. We're not here a week from tonight. You've got some other duties.
Yeah, I do.
So you won't be here, and we won't be here next week. So, Larry, you got the week off next week.
All right.
All right, let's get started here with the Coaches Show. We got Danae Riley standing in the wings, so we are moving on. We got Larry Lash tonight. Coach Riley will be here. Coach Frederickson and Coach Gilbertson will be here a little bit later on. And Coach Rickles, Coach Wilson, and Coach Ralph were unable to attend tonight, so we're going to have to wing it without them, Larry. So here we go. Larry Lash, head coach of the BW Storm cross country team, joining us here tonight. Larry, thanks again for joining us. Your first time on board this summer?
It is, yeah. Thanks for having me tonight. And you're right, Joe. It is a cool ambiance here. This is a nice setup.
It is. Yeah. It's pretty cool. We're still learning. We want to get some. We've got a lot of the jerseys here yet too that we want to do. We want to get some of the jerseys put up, but we got one of your BW Storm cross country jerseys. Yep. We're gonna figure it out here as we go along, but we're trying a couple different things. But anyway, you've had a busy meet season already here for the cross country team already. You've traveled a couple times. You had one hosted here. Why don't you go back to the beginning, Larry? I think the home meet was the second meet.
Yep, we started out at Morris. We went down to Morris, Minnesota. It was a medium-sized meet. And, the first meet of the year, the kids they're so nervous. They're concerned about can they match their times from last year. We had some rookie runners, never ran a cross-country race before. So we went down to Morris, and you just kind of get the kids, just do what you can. Don't worry about the results. Just do what you can. And we got through Morris okay. And then we came back home. We hosted our home meet. We had a nice 13-team meet.
It was hot that day, I think, too, wasn't it?
90 degrees out.
90 degrees, yeah.
And it was good competition. We had Jamestown, Valley City, Fargo North, Fargo Shanley was here. And then a nice contingency of Minnesota schools, West Central area, DGF. So it was a good meet. It was just the weather was just so warm.
Yeah.
But, so we had two meets. First meet, kids are nervous. Second meet is super hot. The kids ran well, but, their times are Coach, our times aren't that great. It's we just got to wait for a good day, and plus it's still early.
Yep, still early.
So last Saturday we went down to Millbank.
So last Saturday you went to Millbank.
Yep, and the kids really liked that course, and it was just pristine day. It was 60 degrees out. It was sunshiny, no wind.
Great running weather.
Yeah, would have been a great day to be golfing too, but but we had the course for cross country.
Sure.
And down at Millbank, Noah Bergey, he's a junior, and he's been our top runner in all three races for the boys team.
And that's a new name, I think, to us as fans and learning cross-country here with you over the past couple of years, Larry. Noah Bergey's a new name.
Yeah, well, Noah ran cross-country for 3 years, junior high and freshman year. Then last year he didn't run. Then this year he decided to come back. Okay. And we're really happy he did. Man, he's running well.
Good.
He had a good track season last spring. He put some miles on over the summer. And he placed 20th at our meet, but then down at Millbank, he just took it up a notch, and he ended up placing 7th overall. So that was pretty impressive, and a really good time too. He broke the 18-minute mark, And I think Noah's goal coming in was probably run, I hope I run in the 18s, or under 19. And here, heck, he ran a 17:36.
Awesome.
And right behind him was Luke Baumgartner.
There's a name we've heard.
Yep, Luke's been on the team for a long time, and he is still talented. And first couple races for him, too, where it's kind of, feeling things out and wasn't feeling too great. But then he really hit his stride, no pun intended, down at Millbank. And he placed right behind Noah. They were 7th for Noah, 11th for Luke. And he, too, went under 18. Might have been his best time he's ever run in a cross-country race, even, including last year. Mm-hmm. So now we have a really nice 1-2 punch in the boys right now.
That's pretty good.
And, to round out the boys, you score 5 people. So we have Noah, who's a junior, Luke's a senior, and then we have an 8th grader, Troy Burnt. And he's been our consistent 2 or 3 runner this season.
Okay.
And then he's just steady. You're going to get good stuff from him. And Jackson and John Hill, the brothers, Jackson's a sophomore and John's a senior. And those 2 boys, too, have been our 4 and 5 runners.
Okay.
And just John's running better this year than he was last year, so that's nice. And Jackson is kind of like Troy. You just know you're going to get a good race out of him. He just likes to compete.
Yep.
So our boys team is
Consistent.
actually looking really solid right now.
That's good. And you usually take 6 on the varsity, correct? Is that the way it goes?
You take 7.
7. Okay, I couldn't remember the number.
Yep, so you take 7, and we have 5 solid, and we're just trying to see who's going to fill that 6 or 7 spot. We got some kids, some young kids and a couple other juniors and seniors that are kind of battling out for that 6-7 spot.
Okay, so how did the girls do on Saturday?
And the girls, same situation. Girls team, a few more question marks coming into this season. We had a bunch of young girls that were supposed to come back, and then a couple chose not to for whatever reason. So we can try to fill some gaps. And Kira Wertsema was one of our top runners last year.
I remember that name.
And for all 3 races now, she's been our top runner. And she, too, down in Millbank really broke through. She placed 17th overall. In a pretty good field of runners. It was 5 just phenomenal girls, top 5. And then there was a nice pack of girls, and Kira was right in the mix. And not far behind Kira was Jasmine Benedict.
Oh.
And she's a young girl. She was one of our better runners last year. She was like maybe our 5-6 runner. Pulled her up to varsity towards the end of the season. She's just a freshman. And she's been very consistent for us this year as well. And then Aubrey Bosens, a kid we pulled up last year.
Yep.
She's been running solid. Ellie Hare, who didn't compete all of last season, came back out. She put some nice miles in over the summer, and she's been a solid runner too. Unfortunately, she missed the meet at Millbank. She was doing an ACT test.
Oh.
Academics first, So.
Yep.
But those 4 girls, Kira, Allie, Jasmine, Aubrey, we have a senior who never ran before, Sierra Valentine.
Oh, okay.
In fact, she came out for cross country because she has to do some PT. She joined the National Guard.
Oh, well, thank you.
And heck, it's been thank you for me too, because man, she's just been an outstanding first-year senior, just doing a great job.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, good with the kids.
Yep.
She's kind of taken some of the other new kids under her wing a little bit.
And you said she was a senior, Larry.
She's a senior.
Okay.
Yep, senior at Wahpeton.
Okay.
And so the girls right now, they're sitting solid. In fact, like if you can go to athletic.net, you can see all the rankings of the kids, how they compare to other teams. It's all on paper though. You got to run the race on grass, but you look on paper.
Right.
But what's promising, like Noah right now is ranked 7th in the entire 6A.
Wow.
And Luke is ranked 11th. Kiera is ranked 16th on the girls' side. And I know it doesn't mean much in early September, but I'd rather look at those kids in the top of the heap early in the season and let them have some confidence.
Yeah.
Instead of like thinking, oh man, we're so far back. And even our team total, if you look at all the teams and compare to other teams, we're sitting, decent. They're not the best, but we're definitely in that middle to front middle of the pack.
And you'd showed me that website before. Again, it's athletic.net, and it's public information. It's a public website, correct?
Right, yeah.
So we can all go on there and look, and it's something that I will prepare more for here as the season goes on. I've been busy here the last few days, but I will make sure I check that out too, Larry. So thanks for sharing that.
And another thing with the girls here, this is we have 3 7th grade girls out this year. Okay, Gracie Falk, Lucy Comstock, and Addie King. So down at Millbank, Gracie took first place, and Lucy took second place overall junior high division. So then at Wahpeton, they flip-flopped. Lucy took first, and then Gracie and Addie were back
cool.
like 7th and 8th or something like that.
Yeah.
So then we go down to Millbank, And Gracie wants to try the JV race, so she bumps up a division.
Okay.
And she's sitting in like 12th place for most of the race. Then like the last half mile or so, she just kicks it down and passes everybody.
Wow.
So she took first in the JV.
In the JV, she took first.
Yeah. And Lucy, again, won the middle school race.
Mm-hmm.
And Addie was right.
There you go.
Addie was right there as well, right with them. So I got 3 7th grade girls that are going to push for varsity spots here pretty quick.
Wow.
So it's fun.
That's
girls,
good stuff.
I might have the problem of only 7 can run varsity. I might have a pretty decent girl that might not make that 7 right now. But so far they've been super supportive of each other. So that's been, girls are in a good spot right now. And the boys, behind Luke and Noah, they're just running strong as well.
Good deal. All right, and coming up, what do you got coming up?
All right, tomorrow we head north.
Tomorrow already?
Yeah, we go up to Ada tomorrow.
Oh, do
Yep.
they do that on the golf course up there?
They will, yep.
They do. Okay.
And this is a new meet for us. It's a big meet. There's 20 teams, over 20 teams.
Wow.
I saw on that athletic.net, you can see who signed up, who's going to be there.
Okay.
And they're talking like 187 boys in the boys race, 140 in the girls race.
Wow.
So it'll be fun.
It'll be a big meet. I suppose there's a lot of northern schools that'll be down for that too.
Yeah, it's kind of centrally located between the northern schools, and we're probably the furthest south. And
Sure. Yeah, I used to golf that course a lot when I lived up in that area back in
you tell me,
the day.
Is it hilly?
No.
Is it flat?
Yeah, there's a couple little hills around with some creeks, but other than that, it's not that bad.
There you go, kids. Flat course.
Yeah, it's pretty flat. You're not going to have a lot of hills. Like I think Millbank's pretty hilly, isn't it?
Millbank had one good hill at the end.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
It's pretty flat. There's a couple of creeks there that you might have a 10 or 15 foot drop and a climb back up, but that's about it. And I don't know if they'll make you go through that. There's a bridge there. So.
Oh, they said they were going to run over bridges, so
Yeah.
no water crossings.
Yeah, so it won't be so bad. So that's not too bad. So you leave tomorrow for that.
Yep.
And anything else coming up there you want to mention?
And then next Tuesday we have another new race, and that's down at Melrose, Minnesota.
Cool.
And that'll be a lot of the kids that we'll see in our section.
Sure will.
So that'll be a good race. So between this race and the next race, they'll see a lot of the kids that they have to stack up against, and they can kind of put some of that paper theory to the test and see if they, how well they do run against there.
That will be a good gauge.
Yep.
All right, so we'll have 2 meets to talk to you
Yep.
about.
Well, and I
we're
want to
not here
mention.
next week. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Our coaches this year, coaching
Oh,
staff.
yeah.
We got Christy here back with us, and she's been with us now for 5, 6, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Liz Dube is a teacher over in Breckenridge, and she's been helping with our team as well.
Okay.
And between those 2 coaches, and we have just a fantastic cross-country family of parents, super supportive. We got parents coming to races now, and they're bringing cowbells and everything else, and we have a great following.
That's good.
It's a good community. Cross-country community is strong. Yeah.
That means a lot with that kind of support from the parents for those kids.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's pretty cool. All right, Larry Lash, head coach of the BW Storm cross-country team. B-Dub, you got anything for him, bud?
Is that the same Liz Dube from Grand Forks Central?
No, she went to Cheyenne, I believe.
Okay. And you said Liz Dube. I'm like, oh no, I got. She put a hurt on us.
Started twitching
times.
on that one.
A few times. Yeah. So no, I'm looking forward to it. Your cross country team always progresses throughout the season and seem to run their best at the end when it really counts. So looking forward to it.
I've seen Larry out in the street sweating, so he's out there running with the kids.
Yeah, those kids are working me.
Yep, that's good.
I'd be on the bike all the time.
All right. Well, good luck at the next couple of meets, Larry. We're not here next week because Brian has other commitments for the Wahpeton Park Board. So we won't be here next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. So
all right, thanks,
we'll
Joe.
get another checkup on you and
Brian.
and the runners.
All right, thank you, Joe.
All right, stay with us, folks, here on Three Borders Sports Network. We got Danae Riley, head coach of the BW's swim team, coming up right after this.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Every bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love and give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Never in my life thought I would be through a tornado.
It's devastation.
I walked out in shock. Where do you start?
Jared's name came up on my screen,
He's our agent.
and he said, "We'll get you taken care of." For him to call at the exact moment that our life is being shattered, I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
For service you can count on, call 866-COUNTRY and request a quote
Since
today.
1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
When I hear the music, that's my cue to pay attention, right?
Well, you should be paying attention the whole time,
Yeah.
and not just when the music comes on.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it helps me out a lot.
Well, I'm watching Larry Lash and Freddie and Gilby over there eating the food and enjoying themselves, and Danae's sitting here with us.
Well, you're over there talking, and it's a live show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, we got to get going here.
Come on, we're coming back.
Otherwise, my phone starts to ring when it's like 10:30 at night, and I'm like,
I'm prepping the guests.
okay, all right.
Yeah, we're trying to talk to
you go
Danae
with
a little
that.
bit. All right,
you
let's
go
do
with
that. All right, and don't forget here, this is the Giants Coaches Show, and we are powered by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 125, solely dedicated to Three Borders Sports Network. And we're also brought to you by the City Brew, where we're located here, high above the dining room and the bar down below us. And don't forget that they've got live music every Thursday from 7 to 10. They got game day specials, whether it's NFL, Bison, Wahpeton, Breckenridge football games. She didn't mention the.
You had to throw Bison in there. I know.
It says right here, Bison.
I know. You could have skipped over that.
But they didn't. She didn't say anything about that other team.
Yeah. Harvard to the north.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've got game day specials. Get a pitcher or a bucket with nachos, loaded fries, whatever. Here they've got it here at the City Brew. And don't forget, on September 21st, they got comedy night with Jeff Leeson. You can check out their Facebook page for tickets. Danae Riley joining us here on our fall Coaches Show. Danae, your first time here with us, so thanks again. We caught you at Media Day, I think, for a few minutes.
Yep, I was there.
But we first time on the Coaches Show, and just on behalf of Brian and myself and the Three Borders Sports Network, congratulations. You are, we're expecting.
We are.
So that's pretty cool. When are we doing that?
January 8th is our due date. So
January 8th. Okay, so a week before that would be my birthday on January 1st, so that'd be all right.
Yeah, we're kind of hoping for a 2022 baby and a tax right now.
Yeah, get a tax deduction there. Now the girl's thinking there. That's good. I like that. It's your first one.
Yes, it is.
All right, so congratulations on
Thank
that, and it's pretty exciting. So, Danae Riley joining us again here, BW swim team coach. Coach, you've had some meets already, and you've had some great news coming out of it too. I've seen some Facebook posts on your swim team page, and why don't you start out at the beginning, and we'll ask questions as we go along here.
Okay, well, we actually had a kind of rough start to our season. We had 2 meets that we had scheduled that the other teams didn't have us scheduled for. So our very first meet we didn't actually get to go to on September 1st.
I was going to say that was September 1st.
Yeah. Yep. So we had a lot of practice, and then we finally got to swim last week, Thursday.
Okay.
And that one was supposed to be in Grand Forks, but then Shanley had something come up, so they couldn't go. Grand Forks didn't want to host 6 of us, which I get. It's a lot of work for 6 swimmers. So we ended up at West Fargo with the Packers and the Bruins of Fargo South. So they let us crash their dual meet, and it was fantastic. And we, like you said, we had some really good swims come out of that. We
Sure
had
did.
1, 2, 7 EDC qualifying times. At the
7.
meet.
I was thinking there were
So-
6, so I missed one. So
yeah.
if you've got them there, go ahead and run
I do.
through them.
I have to write them down or I forget.
Look at my notes. I did it on the order takers, guest checks.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Kenna Remley qualified for 2. She swam the 500 free and the 50 free. 2 very, very different swims, but she qualified in both of them. Ellie Hendrickson qualified in the 50 free and the 100 free. Similar sprints kind of strokes. Natalie Graham is a new 7th grader, and she actually qualified at our very first high school meet.
Wow.
So that was a lot
As
of
a
fun
7th
for
grader,
her.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, she qualified in the 100 free. And then we had Poppy Miranowski in the 100 back and Maddie Byer in the 100 breast. So almost everybody so far has qualified for something at EDC.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
And I'm assuming, and I might be taking a stretch here, so I'm sorry if I ask a question here, but is Sydney Roberts still on the roster? And she
Yep.
will, as the season progresses, she'll be in.
Yep, she'll actually be at our meet on Saturday.
She will, okay.
Yep, she'll get a chance to swim a couple of her state qualifying, hopefully, races this weekend. She's been so busy with the 2 sports and everything that, so she's only missed 2 so far, so it's not a whole lot. And then she plans it out where she can get to the ones at good pools, and we'll go to a pentathlon, and she'll swim 100 of every stroke, which is really good for her.
Okay.
So she's still there.
That's pretty awesome. And then, total wise for girls out for swimming this year, you've got
8.
8 total. Somewhere in
Yes,
there.
8. We just had a new one join last week, so I had to recount.
So you got 2 new ones, or so who's the other new one?
Yep. So Natalie Graham actually swam club team too, so she's not quite new to swimming, just new to high school.
Okay.
And then Peyton Bertelson, never swam club or anything, just decided to give it a try. So.
7th grader as well?
Yep.
7th grader, so a couple of 7th graders.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
She gets to swim in her first meet on Saturday, so she had to have so many practices before she could swim. So.
Okay, so what's up next?
Well, we have one more.
Okay.
We just swam Tuesday against West Fargo and Shanley.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
I missed that one.
And we had 4 more qualifying swims there. So
wow.
Yeah, Ellie Hendrickson qualified again in the 200 free and the 100 back. So she's up to 4 races she's qualified in. Kenna qualified in the 200 free, so she's up to 3. And Maddie qualified in the 500 free, so she's up to 2 that she's qualified in.
Well, that's very cool, and I hadn't seen that you were in there yesterday, so I guess I didn't check the schedule. I've been busy here myself for the last few days and haven't had a chance to check up on you, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So coming up, we have the border
coming
battle on Saturday at West Fargo at the Hulbert Aquatic Center.
Okay.
As far as I know, it's us and Shanley and West Fargo and Horace.
Okay.
So it'll be a little bit of a bigger meet than the duels we've had so far. So.
And that can still be a qualifier for, like you just said, Sydney, and then some of the other girls can qualify for other events as well.
Absolutely, they can. Yep. And then next Thursday we go to Fargo North. So.
Wow. So you got a busy schedule
We do.
too.
Yep. At least one a week, but.
All right, I got to mention too, in the media day that we had there beat up, I kind of challenged Coach here to a little shoot off out at the head of the red.
Did you actually do it?
I couldn't go.
You couldn't go?
No.
So you chickened out.
She scared me.
Yeah, you backed down.
I was.
So I won through forfeit.
She won through forfeit. We'll give her that.
I take a win's a win. I think I'll take it any way I can get it.
I think she's pretty good, so that's why I backed off. So. All right, Coach, you got anything else?
No, that's all I have.
All right, well, she beat me in shotgun in trap shooting. So.
I want to see it happen.
All right. We might do that. Maybe we'll get it next year.
Absolutely.
All right. Danae Riley, head coach of the BW Storm. We got Coach Frederickson in the wings. We'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have Coach Freddie coming up right after this.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Brad about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Live TV. How about that, B-Dub? Live TV.
Yeah, I missed a cue there, so I don't know.
Welcome back, everybody.
I was trying to do like 20 things at once.
I know you were.
So
and trying to explain things to me to keep me straight.
Right.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Three Borders Sports Network, the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by and powered by Red River Communications. And tonight we are sponsored by City Brew Hall, so we want to thank the City Brew Hall for inviting us in and being very hospitable. We got some nice snacks over there that they brought to us, some soda and some water. Don't forget that every Thursday they have live music here, 7 to 10. Every Thursday night. Then they've got their game day specials with the NFL, Bison games, Wahpeton, Breckenridge games. They put them on the big screens here, and they have all kinds of specials going on with buckets of beer and nachos and loaded fries. I suppose I shouldn't mention that here on the high school TV, but we're
to each their own, right?
We're all right. September 21st, they've got comedy night here with Jeff Leeson. Jeff Leeson will be here a week from tonight. He'll be here, and check out the Facebook page for more information and ticket information. And also wanted to mention that Three Borders Sports is happy to welcome aboard here. We just got the word from a couple of new sponsors, Optimal Rehab and also Digital Guru stepped aboard. So we want to thank both of them for jumping on.
You were on camera by yourself there.
Was I?
I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I don't watch what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. So
Optim Rehab and
I'm trying to help you.
And Digital Gurus stepped up here, so we'll have them for the fall, and we're looking forward to that too as well. All right, Freddie, we got to plug something that you're doing too as well. Coach Chad Frederickson joins us here, Cowboys head football coach. Freddie, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. Sarah Bozen sent me a little note here and asked if we'd plug this, so we certainly will. Friday night is homecoming night for you.
Yep.
And you're having a little tailgate party over at Casey's Bar. Here we are at the bar again. But anyway, Casey's Bar is hosting the tailgate party, brought to you by the Touchdown Club, I believe.
Breckenridge Foundation.
The foundation is doing it. It's 4:30 to 7?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else you want to share? I think I saw food, games.
Yeah, it's a great deal. Yeah,
some face painting. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get the cowboy logo on your cheek.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good look for me, just right in the middle.
Right there. All right, so then that's going on, and Margaret Wilson's unable to attend with us here, Freddie. But I think you may know something about her alumni night. She wants to have her alumni Cowgirl volleyball players come back September 20th.
Well, she's usually pretty organized and kind of does a lot of things really, really well, and I kind of learn as I go. So she's done that in the past where she tries to invite some of those alumni back and kind of have some fun with them, and it has had a really good turnout. So it's really enjoyable to watch and see those young ladies now as they've moved on after or post playing for the Cowgirls and coming back and just enjoying that atmosphere. Yeah,
just if you're a Cowgirl alumni volleyball player, contact Margaret. I'm sure you know how to do that. She'll give you the information. Again, that's on September 20th. And Freddie, you had a nice win last Friday night. You traveled down to Parker's Prairie. I heard there was a little bit of bus issue coming home. But other than that, it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, thank goodness it wasn't on the way there.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on the way back. Our bus blew a belt, and so we sat around in Vining for until, we got back around 1 o'clock.
Did you look at all the statues there?
We did. The guys really enjoyed the statues. They got that bird's eye view or whatever straight up. So it was interesting. So needless to say, it was worth it. It would have been a little tougher had we lost. So we played well. I mean, we scored all our points in the first half and really had things kind of clicking from the beginning. Scored on our opening drive and actually they had the opportunity to score first, and we came up big defensively. Jacob Kunkel picked the ball off in the end zone and took it out for a ways, and then we just took it and rolled and scored off of that. So that was a big momentum shift for us right away in the beginning of the game, and so we kind of just continued to grow from there. Offensively, obviously we've had some really good performances in the first week from Cam and our other running backs, and they were really well, and Gavin Peterson, and they were really keying in on those two guys, and they were selling out. Their backside backers were coming pretty hard. So that opened up an opportunity for Alex Sanchez to have a big game. He ended up with 11 carries for 125 yards and 2 TDs. So we were able to take advantage of them kind of taking some risks and doing some things. And then once we kind of established that, we were able to get back into kind of our routine and running our consistent flow of guys between Cam, Nito and Gavin Peterson and Alex Sanchez and Alex Martel had a couple nice carries for us. So it was a great performance. We ran for 320 yards on the night. Yeah,
it was a nice night.
Yeah, threw for 35. We didn't really have to pass all that much. We did it on occasion. Bailey was 3 for 7 for 35 yards. We had Alex Sanchez had a couple catches for 20 yards. Gavin Peterson had 1 catch for 15. Just another very stellar defensive performance by our defense. We held them to 112 total yards. It's the second week in a row that we've held our opponent under 200 yards or total offense.
Yeah, one of them's really OTC. That's a pretty good mark. Yep.
Yeah, and we really shut down their run game. They traditionally are very, very tough with the run, and we were able to take that away from them. Unfortunately, they got some explosive plays on us that hurt us, and we obviously are 1-1 for a reason there. But this, last week we didn't let those things happen. We kind of stayed back and didn't let anything get behind us. They scored really late. We were kind of a little lazy and kind of just towards the trail end of the game, and they were able to put that 8 up with probably about 2 minutes left in the game. So I'm really happy with our defensive performance. Offensively, we really had some great performances. Cam had 12 carries for 79 yards and a touchdown. Gavin Peterson had 14 carries for 81 yards. And then Alex Martel had 3 carries for 21 yards. So, overall that group is consistent. We Paul Armitage, gets in there, and he also gets into that flow of things. And so we're really happy with the way our guys up front are playing. We're a little nicked up right now, so we need to get healed up in the next few weeks. This is a big game for us this weekend because Frazie's real tough and gritty kind of team. So hopefully we can mend up in the next day and a half here and get some of those guys or most of our guys that we can out on the field come Friday night.
You talked about the defense here quickly, Coach, and let's go back to the defense again. Held Parker's Prairie to 8 points. You've got some highlights there. I know you talked about Alex Sanchez, too. Alex is sitting down there having dinner with his family and sitting over in the corner over there. And they're over there. And just mention some of the guys you had on defense there that were highlights for you.
Yeah, Alex Schockert played extremely well. He led us in tackles with 10 total tackles. We were playing Alex at one point in time. We were playing him as kind of an outside linebacker, and he was playing extremely well there. But then as we kind of got nicked up, we moved him down to the defensive line, and he had a whole entire 3-down series of tackles for losses.
Really?
It was insane. And
that's a crazy stat.
They weren't ready for the quickness of Shock, and he got through there, and that just really kind of took them back in their negative plays, and so that was just outstanding. Gavin Peterson had a great game at the inside linebacker spot. He had 9 total tackles. Landon Blofus was at linebacker, played extremely well. He had 9 tackles. Alex Martell had 6 total tackles. You know, I mentioned Jacob Kunkel earlier,
yes,
had a big interception.
Had the INT, yeah.
Brian Martinez had a strip sack, and Alex down there was fortunate enough to scoop it up and score. So that was really exciting. Got another momentum shift for us. Alex Schockert had a sack. Landon Blofus had a sack.
Wow.
So we were really swarming around the football and doing a lot of great things. And big thing is shutting down. They're a big team. I mean, they had a couple 6'5", 6'6" kids, 250, some pounds, and we were just able to use some of our quickness and we're pretty good at that second level, as well as some of those guys that played extremely well up front. But that inside 8, interior 8 is really played well, really, really well the first 2 weeks.
And your big guys are staying healthy, too, so far, other than losing Dylan Bernadas. I mean, you talked about Landon, you talked about Dallin Ernst. Everybody seems to be healthy so far.
Yeah, Dallin's a little nicked up.
Is he?
Yeah, we're hoping that he's able to play. Brian Martinez is nicked up a little bit too, and we're kind of just going through a little bit of spell. So hopefully with a little bit of rest, those guys are back at it and ready to go here when it really is going to count down the stretch. So yeah, it's just one of those times. It's that time of the year you start playing football and you're going to get those aches and pains.
Yep.
And that's one of the art forms of having those successful seasons is the luck and good fortune of staying healthy.
And as you say that, Coach Gilbertson's over there, and he's nodding his head in agreement there. You got to kind of live with those dings and dents.
Yep.
One of the things I want to mention before we go on to, let's talk about Friday now. Here's your homecoming game against Frazee. And I think we talked about it, maybe we mentioned it last week, Coach. Frazee is a school that didn't have a program a couple years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And now you're looking for a tough game against them.
It's 3 years ago, I think it was that they just had, they didn't have the numbers. They were all basically sophomores and freshmen, and just kind of had a, exodus of kids and things like this that didn't come out for the program. And they kind of got that tidied up, and now those kids were the young that are now, those are the seniors that are playing here, and they're tough. They're very gritty. They're fast. They're probably the smallest team we'll play all year, but I tell you what, they get after it, and they're going to hit you. Their tailback, this Nagel kid, is as good a kid as we've seen probably in the last couple of years. He just got speed, and he's got that extra gear that can get through those holes and shift and play lateral a little bit. So we're going to have to keep him in our sights, and hopefully our defense again has one of those stellar nights and we can shut down the run.
Okay, so we're looking forward to it. We're going to have that game on Three Borders Sports Network, so we'll be there. I think Brian and I will be there. Raleigh and Kevin will have the call, and we'll be there as well. So looking forward to it. Now, one thing I do want to mention, and I want to give a little credit to the football team. They helped out during Headwaters Day on Saturday, and we covered the parade here on Three Borders Sports Network. So if you want to go look at it, you can go back to our YouTube page and look at that. But your boys do that every year, and that's a pretty special event. And, I used to take part when I was a chamber member in the pancake feed. And I'll tell you what, when those boys come in, I was a little bit leery at first. But then when they started coming in and taking over, it's like, these guys are good. So
yeah,
I was very impressed.
Our guys really enjoy that. It's time to give back, and our guys have always done a great job of doing that. And it's little bit of now we got to go do this, guys. But once they get there, it's just they love it and they want to go back. They want to continue to help and give back to the community. So happy to do it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and they tossed a few footballs over toward us too. So we were able to catch a couple of footballs. I don't know if B-Dub got one, but
you said catch. Are you sure about that?
They didn't throw one at me.
Yeah, I know.
It was toward you and Raleigh and Julie.
I tried to get Raleigh to lay out for one, and he wouldn't do it. So it's all right.
All right, Coach. You got homecoming coming up. Go ahead. There you got.
Well, I got
else.
just one more thing.
Yes, sir.
I want our hearts go out to West Central area, Ashby.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
They lost one of their players. We lost one of our regional community guys.
Yep.
The young man used to go to Breckenridge School, and his family, a lot of his family are still here. So our hearts go out to them. Our prayers go out to them. The West Central area, Ashby community. We're feeling, we're feeling your pain, and we're hoping, that things can mend and get better. But we just want you to know that we're thinking about you. So
well said, Coach, and we echo those thoughts as well. So well said. All right, Coach, we're going to take a break, and we appreciate you coming in. And head coach Chad Frederickson of the Cowboys football squad, they'll be taking on Frazee on Friday night. We'll have it right here on Three Borders Sports Network. Coach Gilbertson up next. We'll be right back.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giant's cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Smooth as glass.
I don't know about that, but you were ready to go that time, so that's good.
I was ready. Gilby's ready, man. We're set.
Keeping you on your toes.
Yes, sir.
Gilby is ready. He's
That's
always
right.
ready.
We didn't have to call him this time.
No.
We had to call him last week.
I didn't
Gilby,
know.
where are you at, man?
Yeah, I didn't have to sprint up the ladder. I'm not out of breath this week. We're good
You
to
even
go.
actually had a chance to get a bite to eat
I
before
actually
you
had
came
some
over.
nachos. Great nachos.
Great
Love 'em.
nachos here at the City Brew Hall, and just appreciate them hosting us here. Again, don't forget they've got live music every Thursday from 7 to 10. They've got game day specials during Wahpeton Breckenridge games, NFL, and the NDSU Bison.
That's all right. You
Games
keep going with it. It's okay.
Got all kinds of fun stuff with buckets and
your time will come.
nachos and loaded fries. And on September 21st, a week from tonight, comedy night here with Jeff Leeson. So I think that's about all the plugs I got to do there. I got to mention, I told Freddie I'd mention it one more time, Gilby. Don't forget the tailgate party for the Breckenridge Cowboys, 4:30 to 7 at Casey's Bar parking lot. And they got food, games, face painting, all that stuff for homecoming week over in Breckenridge at Casey's. All right. Gilby?
Hey.
Good evening.
How's it going?
Welcome aboard. I'm having a good time.
Good show so far?
Thank you. We hope so.
Yes.
Coach Lash was here. Coach Riley was here. Freddie and you. And unfortunately, Coach Rickles unable to join us here tonight. Coach Wilson unable to join us tonight. She was scheduled to actually go on first, and then at the last minute she had something come up, couldn't come in. And then Coach Ralph and Coach Bacco both busy with something tonight. I think they got a meet tonight, don't they?
Yeah, I believe there was a meet at home today.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
So anyway, Coach Gilbertson here, and welcome again, Gilby, and thanks for coming in. And we want to refresh everybody's mind here. We went up to Fargo North last week. It was a tough one for the Huskies, but yet kids played well. I heard, too, there was points where it's not what the score indicated, is from what I've heard. The score wasn't as bad as it sounds.
And I've heard that from a number of people around the community. A number of our supporters have said the same thing to me. And one thing that we're going to pride ourselves in our program on is that our kids are going to respect the game, and they're going to play with urgency for every single second of the game. Mm-hmm. And if we walk away from a game where we get beat 40-0, it never feels good. That's for sure. We got a number of things that we've got to clean up. We are not unlike a lot of football teams in North Dakota. There's a number of things we got to work on. But, you know, we're going to, again, pride ourselves on playing the game the right way every single second. Doesn't matter if it's 32-0, 40-0, if it's 12-0 whatever it is.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a tough one. Took it on the chin. We got leaned on a lot in the second half. They overpowered us with their size, with their strength, with their speed. They've got a loaded sideline over there, and then we're not making any excuses to that. But, you know, when they go a 2 deep with all juniors and seniors, and we don't even have a 1.5 deep, we've got our next guy up sometimes as a sophomore and a freshman. And it's tough to compete against a 2-year starter or a 3-year starter over there.
And a lot of times, Gilby, too, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I mean, a lot of times when you got to bring that freshman or sophomore in that you were referring to, the size isn't there to that junior or senior, and the physical part of the body for that youngster just is not developed yet.
No, and sometimes it is a game of strength. It is a game of being more physical than the guy across from you. But at the same time, when you don't have much varsity experience and you get thrown into the fire like that in a varsity football game, the brain starts moving really fast. I mean, the game is going to move. And I know watching it on film, watching it in person, it doesn't appear as if it moves fast. But I guarantee you some of those young guys get in there and the game is moving way too fast in their brain, then that's going to slow their bodies down. So it happens. And, again, we're not going to sit and cry about it. We're going to play all comers. I tell my kids once that, pick the time and place. I'll coach practice out of an old hollowed-out school bus, or we'll play on an old pasture field somewhere. It doesn't matter. We'll play all comers, and we'll do the best that we can to come up with a game plan and beat them.
You know what? I'm going to bring Brian back into this conversation, B-Dub. This is something that you talk about, too, as well. When we're Wahpeton is considered a small school in this division, and of course, B-Dub and the basketball teams, they play up a level, and you tell your kids basically the same thing that Gilby says. I don't care what it says on the front of their jersey.
Yeah, I think sometimes we worry too much about that, or players worry too much about that, and I really don't care who we play or where we play them, just like Coach says, and I'll show up ready to go, and I think our mentality has to always be like that. We can't be, we're playing so-and-so. We need to be like, hey, they need to worry about coming to play us.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality that our players and our programs need to have.
And I couldn't agree more with you, Brian, that over the years that we've been playing in this division, or we've been playing down, playing up, whatever it is. Football is constantly shuffling around. And I get it. It's sports talk. It is. I totally get that. People in the community, people in our school, they want to talk about the size of our school. They want to talk about the size of their school, whatever. But to me, we try to keep that away from the kids as much as possible.
Right.
We very, very rarely, if ever, are talking about that in practice or in team meetings. To me, that's a total distraction for our kids, because then that gets into their mind and it starts to spread almost like a disease when we start thinking, well, why are we even doing this if they're going to be that much bigger and stronger with more numbers? So it's a total distraction. I agree with you.
Yeah, we show up and play. We don't care who it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what Gilby said. So I just wanted to bring you in on that part of the conversation.
And, to tell you the truth, if you let me say for a second, on Friday night we had them on the ropes. I know we did, and I know them watching our offense and trying to scout our offense, trying to make a game plan against our offense. I know for a fact that it keeps some people up at night, and I know that we run the football a lot. We don't have a guy that slings it from back there anymore as much as we did in the past. And we had him on the ropes. We were moving the football at will. First play of the game, we run off a 9-yard run, and we continued to move the football throughout that first quarter. Should have realistically had the lead against them. Should have went up 7-0 right away in that first quarter. A couple of miscues here, a couple of miscues there. Maybe a bad play called by me. Everybody is in this together, coaching staff and players. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a player that made a bad read or it was a player that missed a block or whatever. I mean, some of that's on me too. But at the same time, we go up 7-0 there, it might be a different story. And then we turn them over in our own territory, and we don't score there either. We find a way to put the ball in the end zone there, and it might be a different football game in the second half.
All right. Did you come out of it healthy? To a point?
To a point, yes. Good point. Yeah, it's good. It's a good way of saying it. To a point, we came out healthy.
Okay.
It's not the fact that everybody's banged up. It's game 3, game 4. From there on out, everybody's going to be banged up. Football is going to be played with a little bit of pain every once in a while. And you're going to have injuries. And there's a difference, obviously, as you know, between being injured and being hurt. But it just seems as if we have had some poor luck so far with the spot of the kid that is getting injured, the position that the kid plays. Our starting center, a starting H-back, our starting quarterback, starting offensive left tackle, inside linebacker. Those are key positions, very key positions, and you're going to be gimpy. You're going to play through some pain, but we do have a couple of kids that are going to be injured and a couple of kids that are going to be out. But again, our mentality on that is next guy up. We have to have that mentality, and it doesn't matter who it is, like we spoke about earlier. If it's sophomore, if it's freshman, if it's junior with little varsity experience, we have to embrace that next kid up, and we got to give them all the confidence in the world, and we have all the confidence in the world to do that. If we don't, what are we doing as coaches to make them ready and realize that they're one trip from a shoestring away from playing on a Friday night?
Exactly. Coming up now on Friday night, you got to go to Horace, a team that you've never played before. Their first time here in the Class A division, up in West Fargo Horace, and you're going up there. So what do you expect to see out of them?
Well, they had one of their home games moved off-site. And so realistically, this is their first home game on their home field. And yes, and I told the boys on Sunday night after our team meeting, they'll be loaded for bear. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be ready to run through a brick wall against us. They obviously see us against Red River. They see us against North, two of the top teams in the state. We dropped those 2 games. They smell blood in the water. It's their first home game. They'll be jacked up. And it's our job.
And their first home game.
Yes. It's our job as coaches and it's our job as players to match that intensity and to be able to come out and be ready to play immediately from foot hitting ball. We got to be ready to go.
So it's going to be interesting there Friday night up in Horace. And Coach, I know people have been asking me. I basically defer them to Chris and to Caden and just say, you guys got to figure it out. And I'm not going to give what I know, and I don't know if you want to share what you know, but I'm sure folks out here are wondering, is Caden going to be able to play on Friday? I'll just let you answer it.
Oh, okay. Back in the early 90s, late 80s, maybe it was, I don't remember, there was that sitcom called Coach. They had this one of the episodes, it was they had a player in a wheelchair. And they brought him out to the sideline, and in the last couple minutes of the game, they told him to get in the game, and he popped up out of the wheelchair and went and scored the winning touchdown. That's kind of what we're going to do.
We're going to see. Right? All right, that's good. I like that.
No, Caden has one thing about Caden is, as I've told you before, is he's going to do everything possible to make himself the player that he is, and he has rehabbed it. He's prehabbed it. He's done everything the trainers have asked him and everything the coaches have asked him, and he's got that look in his eye in the last couple of days. I saw him jog yesterday.
Okay.
And I saw him in a shell, which is basically just shorts and shoulder pad and helmet.
All right, let's just leave it at that.
Fine. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
He's up and around.
At least he was on his feet without a walking boot on. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. That's good news. So we'll just let everybody guess until Friday night. So we unfortunately will not be there, but we wish you well, Coach.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's gonna be a fun night because they're gonna be fired up. They're gonna have a big crowd.
Oh, I'm sure. Is that a turf field or is it grass?
It is
turf. Huh?
Yep.
Do they play in Horace?
They play at the Horace High School, right on campus.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, right on campus, and they got everything on campus. I've yet to see it, but they did send me a map of the campus, and just the map is quite impressive.
Really?
So I'm ready to see that campus. Yeah. So
That's interesting.
hopefully we're not in awe of that, and hopefully we're ready to come out and go.
Go out and play some football.
You bet.
All right, B-Dub, you got anything for Coach?
No, you're definitely going to be. They're going to have a home field advantage.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the first volleyball match in their building. That was the first varsity event in their building, and the crowd was amazing.
Yeah.
So I know football, I can just imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like. It's going to be a bit of a hostile environment, but it should get you going.
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The more, the better.
Yeah, there you go.
We're going to get after it, and we're going to come away 1-0 on Friday
I like
night.
it.
I think you're going to produce the Breckenridge game by yourself. I might run up there.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
And that would be different. How?
Okay. Ouch. Get that knife out of my back. All right. Coach Gilbertson and the Huskies, good luck Friday up in Horace.
Thanks, buddy.
All
I
right.
really appreciate it.
We'll be back. We'll wrap this up. We'll talk about the Pink game, and we'll talk about some other things coming up after these commercial breaks. We'll be right back.
Washing your car just got a whole lot cheaper. With All Seasons Car Wash Unlimited plans, you can wash your car whenever you want for as little as $33 a month. You can even wash your pet at All Seasons Car Wash. So this fall, keep your vehicle and your pet clean. Conveniently located at 1300 4th Avenue South next to Tractor Supply Company in Wahpeton. To enroll in an unlimited car wash plan, please visit allseasonscw.com.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you,
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show. Powered by Red River Communications, cable channel 125. That's solely dedicated to Three Motorsports Network. And also we are here and sponsored by the City Brew Hall tonight and having a good time. I see George Sanchez down there. Give us a wave, George. That
Jorge down there.
Saw Alex down there a little while ago, too. I don't know if he's still down there, but Alex was there. And there we go.
It's a good show tonight.
Yeah, we only had 4 coaches, but it was a good show. We
4 coaches. Well, we had Lash, so he took up a half an hour. He took up time for
Took
him
up- and Ralph.
for Ralph, and
Yeah.
Ralph wasn't here, so he just did his thing. So we appreciate that.
Well, buddy,
He's
we
a
got
good fill.
He is a good fill, and he came up and stepped up there when Margaret had to back out at the last minute. So Larry Lash come in at 7:00 first up and hit her out of the park. So
Yeah, he did.
Appreciate it, Larry. Thank you. All right, let's talk about Margaret Wilson and the Cowgirls. They came over for the pink game last night in Wahpeton and raised some cancer money for Tulane Schmidt.
Yep, that's right.
And they raised, I think I saw it's just over
I didn't see the
$1,200
amount.
bucks.
$1,200.
Yeah, I saw that on a Facebook page. So
again, those girls do that on their own. They find who they want to give the money to, and then they go out, they design the shirt, get those shirts sold, and I just think it's good. It's good for the community, like Freddie was saying, get out in the community and do some service there, give back.
Yep.
It's about more than sports, and I think our communities on both sides of the river do a really good job of that, and it doesn't really matter what the season is.
the Cowgirls took the match 3-0 over Wahpeton, and it was a very, very fun atmosphere, though, last night in that gym last night. We talk about the Cowboy student section and what they do at every home game that the Cowgirls play, but also Wahpeton's section there, the student section last night. They were going back and forth, and it was a good high school atmosphere. You talked about Horace the other day here just with Coach Gilby, but just the atmosphere last night was a good high school atmosphere.
Yeah, I just think anytime we can have, a border battle in the high school, and volleyball is always in the high school, basketball's at the Blickery, but it's just something different, and I think for our communities, it's for bragging rights, but the student sections on both sides just come out for it.
Yep.
And for a volleyball match, to have that kind of atmosphere, I don't know. It's just cool. It's just a high school experience, and
everybody. I shouldn't say everybody, but 3/4 of the crowd was in pink.
Yeah, I mean everybody's in pink, and it's just different. I come from a community that is all basketball and football. You probably have 3 or 4 people at a volleyball game, and to come here and to see the support that the athletics get, it's just amazing. I just think it's just cool. I mean, it's just a cool environment, and to be a high school volleyball player and to be able to play in that environment, I don't know. It's just something different.
Gave me
I like
goosebumps
it.
a couple
I like
times.
it.
Yep, it was fun. Coach Margaret Wilson's also, she was able to tune in here just recently, so thanks, Margaret, for tuning in. And again, the pink game, the girls from Breckenridge defeated the girls from Wahpeton 3-0. The third set, Brian, was a little closer, and that's kind of what you and I expected to see throughout the match, was a little closer set. I think the final set was 25-20 or
25-21.
21 here for the final set.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of what we expected of WAP. I think they finally settled down.
Yeah.
And they had a stretch there where they played really well. And they came out of a timeout and had a rotation error, and that was kind of the game changer there, and just couldn't fight back after that. But, it's kind of been the way that they've been. They've had a slow start, and then they get out there and they play well. And for me, you can see that it's there, but you have to be able to do it consistently, and you have to be able to do it over a long stretch of time. And I think sooner or later they're going to figure that out. I mean, you want to win them all, but really what's important is trying to figure all this stuff out throughout the season, and then at the end of the season, that's when you put it all together, and then that's when you can start to surprise people, and you can be that team that nobody wants to play because the other team's like, well, we're supposed to win, but we have to win, and and you can use that to your advantage later on in the season. So it's like I said, you want to win them all, but you're learning throughout the season, and hopefully you can use some of that to your advantage later on.
Learn how to win. Coach Wilson, again, not able to be here. Coach Rickles unable to be here. Both our volleyball coaches unable to be here tonight. Coach Rickles, again, had to be somewhat satisfied in that third set when the Huskies seemed to relax. We mentioned it on the broadcast last night during the game. That one of the serves that Emma Bonches got a little bit too strong on. She had a couple of them, I think she had some serving errors. And on the second one, Coach Rickles looked at her, and we could just read her lips from up there. She put her hands like this and said, calm down, relax.
Yeah, once they settle down, you could see the difference.
Yeah.
And like I said, you just have to do that early and get those nerves out. That's an environment, Joe, that some of those kids, they think about that game a lot, playing in that game and playing in that environment. And, some of the kids who haven't maybe, been a varsity starter are in that moment, and it's different. Breck's got some players that went to state last year, so they've been in some situations that are similar to that. But, you have to experience it, and I think once you do, then it becomes a different animal.
Yep.
And there's going to be some good matchups in the future. Wapton JV won their match against Breck. So you can see that I think next year is going to be toe for toe. I mean, I really think it is.
It's interesting times here for both teams. And again, tomorrow night I've got the Breckenridge Cowgirls taking on Pelican Rapids. You're going to have the Huskies taking on Cheyenne.
Taking on the number 1 team in the state. So
how about that?
Yep. Out of the fuel into the fire.
Yeah, there you go. And Coach Wilson's going to have her girls just fired up here as we get later on into the season. I know when the Cowgirls played Henning, it was close, and I think Margaret will be ready, and the girls will be ready for that one. All right, let's take a look. Coach Ralph has been having a good golf season. When he texted me earlier and said he wasn't going to be here, and he said that Coach Bacco couldn't be here either. But they're having a great season too as well, Brian. And McKenna Kuhlmo, we just saw she shot her personal best here just recently too. A lot of the girls are having some good seasons, and I don't think they've finished any lower than 4th all year long.
No, they've been pretty good. You have had some personal bests here lately. Kuhlmo, Miller, Woods, Nordic, all shot career lows, and all qualified for state too.
Yeah.
So they're moving in the right direction, and they're going to have a really good season.
Yeah, I think they're going to do just fine. So Coach Ralph unable to make it. He'll hopefully be here in 2 weeks.
They'll qualify as a team for state, and hopefully they can go there and post a good number and finish, on the top half. They're like you said. I don't think they finished lower than 4th. I think they had 3rd, and who knows what they did today on their home course.
Yeah, so. I didn't. I was going to look it up on my phone, but I didn't want to do that here real quick. But anyway, also just don't forget here, live music here at the City Brew every Thursday, 7 to 10. On game day specials, you can get a pitcher or a bucket. Don't forget they've got nachos, which are sitting over there waiting for you, B-Dub. There's some nachos over there, unless Gilby and Freddie ate them all. Loaded fries during NFL games. When they gave me the note, they didn't say Viking games, so maybe they'll have it on the Steelers too. So NFL games, Bison games, Wapping and Breckenridge games, we'll have them on the big screens here at the City Brew. And then on September 21st, so a week from tonight, it's comedy night here with Jeff Leeson. Check out the Facebook page for the City Brew, and they will have more information on how you can get tickets for comedian Jeff Leeson. All right, I think that's going to be it. Friday night, we got homecoming for Frazee and Breckenridge. Tomorrow night, I'm in Breckenridge for volleyball. You're in Wahpeton for volleyball. Then I think we got a weekend off.
I could use a weekend off.
Yeah,
I'm not.
How about that parade, off the cuff parade?
Parade was good, off the cuff. First episode of Off the Cuff.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see it, folks, go out to our YouTube page and take a look at it. There, the Off of the Cuff episode with the Headwaters Day Parade. Raleigh and Julie did a couple little things that Raleigh and Julie do. Go out there and check that out on our YouTube page. It's going to be there for a while. So, all right. Anything else we got to talk about?
No, I'm good.
You ready to go?
I'm got her queued up and ready to.
You're ready for nachos.
I got to eat something.
Don't forget, Margaret's looking for alumni volleyball players for September 20th. Get a hold of Margaret for Cowgirl alumni volleyball players. And then tomorrow or Friday night, the tailgate party for the Cowboys at Casey's Bar parking lot from 4:30 to 7:30. Food, games, face painting, all that kind of fun stuff. So for Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner from the City Brew Hall, the Giants Coaches Show. Good night, everybody.